Hello there. Chapter 12. I'm so excited. I wanted to show you this is all we have left in the book, right? We're getting so close to the end. It's crazy. We left off with a bit of a cliffhanger, right? In chapter 11, Odysseus was about to go talk to Penelope, still in disguise, right? She doesn't know that it's him, but it's so exciting. Like the love story part of this epic, he's been gone for so long. And she said in chapter 11 how the gods ripped away her joy, right? The moment that the Greeks sailed for Troy. And here we are in this moment of reuniting, even though she doesn't necessarily know it. Just a quick reminder, hopefully you've watched chapters 10 and 11 and you know the three major things we're looking for. You know where we are on the timeline. If you need to refresh your memory on that, go watch the first minute or two so you know what you should really be paying attention to and focusing on and gathering evidence for as we read. Okay, without further ado, chapter 12, The Queen's Guest. Now is the time, Odysseus said. Get the weapons out of reach. You remember what to say if the suitors miss them. At once, Telemachus did as his father asked. He called to his old nurse, Euryclea. Dear one, lock the women in their rooms until I can put my father's weapons away. No one has cleaned them since he sailed away. It's about time, said the loving nurse. You should take better care of your house and its treasures. Tell me, though, who will help you if all of the women are locked up? Our friend here will, said Telemachus coolly. Any stranger who is here must work. The nurse did as she was told. Odysseus and his son carried off the weapons. Before them went Athena, lighting the way with a golden lamp. Father, look! Telemachus burst out. The ceiling is glowing. A god must be here. Quiet, said Odysseus. Don't ask questions. Go to bed now. I need to talk with your mother. Telemachus obeyed. He went off to his room and slept, and his father waited alone in the hall. Soon, Penelope came down with a servant. Bring our guest a soft chair, she said. Let him sit and tell me his story. When he was comfortable, Penelope began to question him. Stranger, who are you? Where do you come from? My lady, you are famous on the earth, said Odysseus. You are as praised as any king who fears the gods and loves justice. Please then, ask me anything else. Just don't ask me about my past. I don't want to sit here groaning in your house. Once I was praised, she said. That was before the Greeks sailed away for Troy. Now, my life is pain. These suitors, I've led them on for years. I tricked them into thinking I would choose one of them. But they saw through my tricks. Now I must marry one of them. Even my parents tell me to choose one. My son sees how they eat up what should be his. But please, tell me who you are. So you must know, said the master of tricks. Very well, I will tell you. He told her that he came from Crete and had met Odysseus in the war. He wove enough truth into his lie that Penelope believed him. She wept as he described Odysseus's clothes and his favorite servant. Now, stranger, you are even more welcome here than you were before. I made Odysseus those clothes. Odysseus, I will never see him again. My queen, do not cry or grieve any longer, the man of tricks assured her. Odysseus is alive. I heard it from the mouth of a king, and I swear by Zeus, Odysseus will be home this month. Odysseus, was he a man or a dream? Said Penelope. The day that dawns today will be the last I spend in this cursed house. I shall announce a contest. Odysseus used to line up 12 axes and shoot an arrow through the handle of them all. If any of the suitors can string Odysseus's bow and shoot an arrow through all 12 axes, I'll marry him. I'll leave this lovely house where I was once a bride. My queen, said the man of great deeds, do it today. Before any of them can handle that bow, Odysseus will be home with you. I'm going to bed now, Penelope said. You have been a comfort to me. Let me give you clean clothes to wear. Perhaps the suitors will not treat you so meanly. Let me call my women to prepare a soft bed for you and wash your feet. No need, Odysseus answered quickly. I'm not used to the soft life. If you have some old trusted servant, though, I'll let her wash my feet. Penelope called for Euryclea. The old servant led the queen's guest away. I'm glad to wash your feet, she said. I'll tell you why. You're so much like Odysseus. Your voice and your looks. That's what everyone has said who's met us both. We do look alike. The old woman took a basin and began to wash his feet. Then she saw a scar on his leg. It was from an old hunting accident. The wound had been made by a boar's tusk when Odysseus was just a boy. The old nurse suddenly let his foot fall. Water spilled across the floor. Tears rushed to her eyes. You are Odysseus, she whispered. Before she could call Penelope, Odysseus grabbed her and held her close. Do you want to kill me? He said. Don't say a word to anyone. Child, the old woman said, who do you think you're talking to? I am as solid as iron. Then keep quiet and leave things to the gods. The old woman brought more water. She bathed Odysseus and rubbed him with oil. Odysseus made his bed on the floor in the entrance hall. He did not sleep. He was thinking about the suitors and the fight to come. One man against many. How could he do it? Then Athena was by his side. Still awake, she said. What are you worrying about? You're home with your wife and son, the finest boy you could hope to have. You're right, goddess, he said. But how can we two fight an army? There's another worry, too. What if I do kill all the suitors, thanks to you and Zeus? Their families will seek revenge. How do I hide from them? You are impossible, Athena replied. Don't you know I will guard you until the end? Even if 50 armies came after us, you would drive them all off. So sleep. Your troubles soon will be over. With that, the goddess rained sleep across his eyes. Dawn rose on her golden throne. Servants began to gather in the palace. They built up the fire in the great hall. Telemachus rose, strong as a young god. He put on sandals. He took his sword and spear down to the hall. Eumaeus arrived, driving 3 pigs for the day's feasting. The suitors trooped into the hall. They were still murmuring of killing Telemachus. If the gods gave the right signs. They began once again to abuse the beggar who had come among them. Athena did not let them hold back their insults. She wanted Odysseus angry. Wise Penelope placed her carved chair near the door. She wanted to hear every word that was said in the hall. A fine dinner was being prepared for the suitors. A goddess and a strong man, however, were preparing a finer feast. That concludes chapter 12. We'll be back for chapter 13.